actually tapped to work the show, right? As an analyst, tell us everything that what went down.
So it's a whirlwind, right, Ariel? Like when it starts to come together, you get a call from the company saying, here's one thing that you guys that aren't really like into, when they ask you to work the show, it's like, do you want to work? There is no wrong answer. You understand what I mean? Like, there's no wrong answer. You can say yes, you can say no. You can say no, and nothing's gonna bother what you got going. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing, you can do whatever you want. Like, we're just asking. And I said, yeah, I want to fight. I want to go to the fight. Actually, they called me, told me the procedures in terms of what was going to happen. I'm a guy that when I go places, generally I'm like not by myself, or somebody goes, or I got friends and I take them to the fights. And, if I got a friend in the town that we're fighting, I invite him to the fight. And being in California, one of the biggest words for me was no one can go with you. Like, nobody. He said, DC, you got to come along. You're going to check into the hotel. They're going to screen you and make sure you're okay. Do everything. And then you're going to go into the arena, call the fights, and then you're going to leave. But I mean, in terms of what they were going to do to try and protect us, it was crazy because Rogan, myself, and Anik, how the octagon has 8 sides. We would each be on a different side of the octagon just to make sure we're social distancing away from each other. I mean, by the time I was done with this conversation, I felt like I was almost safer at the event than I am anywhere else. Because it's only people that are okay. It's only people that are okay. We're all away from each other. And then you go and get paid, and you're there for a day. I could have drove up Saturday morning, called the fights, drove home Saturday night. It's like, it was perfect for me.
So was that your plan? Because correct me if I'm wrong, like Lemoore is what, like 2.5 hours from you?
2.5 hours from me.
Have you ever been to Tachi Palace?
I can't say I've never been to Tachi Palace, but I know some people have. My friend, my boxing coach, Rudy Cruz, he coaches guys that fight at Tachi Palace fights. And, they have fights there, but I've never been.
Okay, so you were just going to drive in that day and then drive back home? Drive in,
check into the hotel, get my stuff checked, and then go call the fights, come back. I mean, we were going to have nothing. We weren't going to have a makeup person. We all had our own locker rooms. Like, it was just going to be, okay, time to go to the octagon, call those fights, time to go back. It felt like they had taken the right steps to ensure everybody was going to be okay.
Did you or your wife have any reservations about doing this?
No, not us. We didn't. She asked me, and she was like, when I told her I was going to go do the fights, she was like, okay, so what's the plan? How's it going to work? I was like, I'm in my truck, right? I'm in my truck. I walk out of my truck into this place, get screened and everything, go to the fights, come home. It's like, I'm not going really around anybody because everybody feels the same. Like, if you're an extremely paranoid person, like that doesn't want you to come in contact with anyone, everybody feels the exact same way. It's not like this other person just wants to hug on you and stuff. Maybe fans, but nobody wants to be in contact right now. Everybody's afraid. So I'm not going to go to Dana White and give him a big hug right now. Everybody's going to kind of be aware of what's going on.
And then you did all the promos for it, right? Like the sit down interviews, breaking down the big fights.
I did some promos. Yeah, man, I got called, and this is the crazy. So they sent a guy into Gilroy to do my stuff. Well, I moved in December, I think. So my old house is empty. So what I did was I told the guy, I said, go, I'm going to let you in, right? Stay in your car while I go and open the door. Seriously, I go, stay in your car. I'll open the door. And then when I leave, you can go up, set your cameras and everything. Tell me when you're done, okay? When you're done, stand behind the camera, right? I'll walk into the room, sit, mic myself up. I'll do the interview. Once I'm done, I'll leave. And then when you're done taking all your stuff, I'll call me. I'll go lock up my house. Like, we never came in contact with the guy. And I felt terrible. He's like, you feel so rude, but it's like, what else are you? But it's like, yeah, that's what we did. Like, I walked upstairs, went into the room. I sat on that thing. I broke down the fights. I left. dude took all this stuff away because I told him he can only come alone. But it's like, even in that situation, right? He's more scared of me than I am of him. I'm watching him. He's got his mask. Like, dude looks terrified to be doing his job, but he does his job, right? He had been in 14-day quarantine. So I did that. I went home. So now the fights are on, right? I'm excited. I'm like, we're going to go watch some fights. You know, something normal. And then a couple of days later, the governor's like, yo, no fights. And it's off again, you know? So it was an uphill battle. It was almost there, but it just didn't work out.